Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to another video. Let's just redo that. Hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the Arc browser. I'm sure everyone knows by now that Chrome is the most popular browser out there. However, today I'm going to be talking mostly about Arc browser and going through it with you, showing you what it can do. Hopefully, it can help you decide if you are debating between switching to Arc. So let's get into it. Starting off, I want to talk a little bit about why Arc is pretty much a Chrome replacement, because Arc has the same engine that Chrome has. What this means is your extensions, your password, everything you use in Chrome can just be quickly imported, and they also have an import button when you first start using it to allow you to easily link it with Chrome. So let's start out with the extensions in Arc. So these are the extensions I imported from Chrome into Arc. You can clearly see that they work just fine. So this was very important to me because I use a lot of extensions, and to be able to have that work in Arc makes it very convenient and simple to use. The Chrome extension store is also pretty much the same in Arc. You could come in here, download the extension you want to use, and just use it directly. So pretty convenient. Now let's get into creating tabs with Arc. The first thing you'll notice right away is that the search bar is no longer on top. The tabs are no longer on top. They're all on the sidebar. And this is kind of strange at first, but I got used to it pretty quickly. It's not that big of a deal. I can also pin tabs, which basically work like bookmarks in Chrome. So you just drag it to the top of your page and then it stays there. When you try to close it, it's still there. So when you open it, everything is still the same. Essentially, it's a bookmark that is weirdly placed on the side, very different from Chrome. Now, they have this thing called the favorite tabs. Now, the problem with this is if you have different spaces or different profiles that uses the same email, then you'll see those favorite tabs pop up. In my work profile here, you can see that I have no favorite tabs linked to any of my profiles. Like in this one, I have a personal email linked, and if I go to my another account, you can see that I have those favorite tabs pinned as well. But my work one doesn't have it because it uses a different email. So what I would say is I basically don't even use the favorite tabs anymore. I just choose the bookmark and they work fine. They just get the job done and I'm okay with it. You could also create folders in here by just doing, for example, creating a random folder, dragging the tabs into it. Now, what's crazy about this are these hovering pop-ups that allows you to search through the folders for tabs. Let's say you have a bunch of tabs and you just don't remember the names of it. You can just hover over those folders and then just search for the name of the tab that you're looking for that you've put inside that folder. So pretty neat, a small little thing, but could be really useful and could really come in handy when you have a lot of tabs pinned into one folder. Let's talk about spaces and how do you create one. Well, you just hit the plus button and select new space, and then you just type whatever name you want, choose a profile, which is basically your email, and then you can just choose the color for it. Now, creating spaces is pretty easy, but it might get a bit confusing. So I'm going to explain to you how tabs are linked between spaces and profiles. Profiles are essentially the emails that you use, the Google email, and spaces are basically different spaces that has different tabs that could have the same profile or different profile. For example, I have a space called work that has a profile of work. Now, if I go back into my new profile that I just created and set that profile to work, you'll see the extensions are exactly the same as the one in work. Now, this basically means that you're using the same email and the extensions are connected. But you can see that the tabs and everything are different. In this profile, you can see a lot of tabs, and then in the work one, you can see some tabs. But in the new one, the tabs are different even though they are the same profile as work. Hopefully you guys get a clear picture of that. Now, if I change it to my profile called Seth, you'll see it's a different set of extensions now, because this one is my main profile from the first one, and that one has a lot of extensions. Now, you could come and edit these profiles inside the Arc settings in the profile tab, You could choose how long you want those tabs to be opened, like for 30 days or 12 hours. I have it set to 30 days, but it's up to you. If you're someone who forgets to close tabs, then you might want to set it to 12 hours so it can just clear it out for you after some time. You could also see there's a password security section where that is basically where your passwords are saved in. So you can come in there and check them as well. Now, deleting profile is pretty easy. We could just right click and delete it. And you could also come into spaces and it'll show you the different spaces that you have open and what tabs you have open in them. You can rearrange them and adjust them however you like it. Now, the shortcuts in Arc are pretty useful, and Arc seems to be pushing us to go towards using more of the shortcuts. But I'm not gonna lie, there is a whole lot of shortcuts you could add in Arc. But also, I can't deny that it has really helped me browse a lot more easily. Now, the first one is the Command S, where you open and hide the sidebar. So this is really going to be different if you're coming from Chrome, but you get used to it pretty quick. This link tab you see here is basically the search bar, and you can pretty much change the position of the search bar by doing Command Shift D. Now, at first I wasn't used to it being in the sidebar, so I had to put it on the main page. So yeah, you can do Command Shift D to put it back. But well, let's say you want to search something else. How do you do that when you don't have that search bar anymore? You could open the sidebar and click the URL to type the new one in, or the easier way to do this is to just press Command K. What Command K does is it just basically opens a search bar in your face, and you just search whatever you want and just press enter, and it'll turn that page into the search page. Now, you could also switch tabs here, as you can see, and you can adjust these keybinds in the shortcuts. It doesn't have to be arranged in order. You can swap between any tabs you want with whatever key you have set it to. Switching between spaces is also very easy. All you have to do is press Option Command, left arrow or right arrow, or just use the mouse. You can come in here into the settings, go to the shortcuts, and adjust the key bindings to your likings. There is a lot of them, so if you're not used to using shortcuts, using a mouse can be fine too, because everything you see me using a shortcut, you can do it with a mouse too. You could do Option Command I and open the developer tab, just like Chrome. And you could do a Command E and choose between the extensions you want, and then leave the key to open that extension. You could also do Shift Command N to open incognito window, and also Command N to just open a simple new tab or a new window. Of course, it has the command click to open a link in a new tab, and the Option Command click will just open a new window in a new split. Now let's talk about the most game-changing feature of Arc, and the only feature that will have the most effect in your browsing when comparing Arc to Chrome. It is called the Arc Max. And Arc Max, I tell you what, I've never seen any browser done it, and to be honest with you, it's quite useful. So first, let's talk about something called the instant links. When you go search something in a browser, you would usually just search and then find it and then click the first link you see. But if you just go ahead and search, like I'm going to show you now, is you can search whatever the hell you want and then press Shift Enter. It will open a new tab and put you in the first link it finds. So you don't have to waste time. Let's see another example here. I'm going to open something, Shift Enter, boom, and I'm in straight away. Now, have you ever hated that renaming everything you download is such a problem? The next one is the rename downloaded files. Usually when you download something, it has a weird name on it, right? Let's say I want to save this image on the Arc browser. I could just go ahead and save it. You'll see the name here is a bit, well, unreadable. Now, once you save it, it changes the name automatically. This, by the way, is so good. This is one of the things I miss when I go back using Chrome. Now let's talk about something that I don't personally use, but I can see some people using it. It's called the tidy tabs, where if you have 6 or more tabs open, you're gonna have that sidebar hover over there where you can just click the button tidy. It will then create automatic folders that arrange tabs into those folders accordingly. You could even click on those folder icons to turn them into a new bookmark. Clicking the tidy button again will just rename all those folders. And this is pretty good, but I don't really use it. I can see some people who really like to organize things use it, but yeah, the feature is there if you want to use it. Now let's talk about the next one. This one is called the Ask On page. Basically, the Command F but the Command F with AI built into it. Let's say I go to a page, I go Command F, and I want to find the installation instructions for installing Vite. And then it will fetch it from the page I'm in and give you a conclusion of what you can do with it. Finding words also work. Well, as you can see here, you can just type install and then search through the words just like in Chrome. Another really nice feature, the hover previews. What's really nice about this is if you really want to quickly search through a page without reading much of it, I could just hold the shift button and then hover my mouse on that thing, and it will just give me a small box of conclusion of that page, which you can also share it. Let's try out another one, and there we go, a quick conclusion. Now the ChatGPT integration is pretty nice, but I don't find myself using it that much. You could just prompt a question through the Arc and it will jump you straight to the ChatGPT application. And that's it. That's all the Arc Max feature. So you could go into settings and turn all of this on if you want, or you could just play with it, choose which one you like the most and just turn those one on. Whoa, yeah, the video is getting a little bit long, but I think I'm gonna have to cover what Arc Boost does as well. So have you ever been in a browser and just feel so bored of the color or just don't like how it looks? Say you're in a Google Calendar and you just want it to be a different color or a little bit darker, and you can't do that, but Arc can do that. So let's say I'm in YouTube here and I go in here and I click create new boost, which basically means like you can see here, I already have one created, but it isn't that complicated. You can just click it and then click the arrow. Now clicking the arrow will allow you to edit your boost or the boost you downloaded from a template. You can see this color palettes that you could choose from. You can change the fonts, change the dark mode, change many things. You could also go into the boost template or the boost gallery they call it, where you can see a bunch of templates that they have made for different apps or different websites, or some templates that the community has created, and you can really just try and download one of these and put it on your website to see how it works for you. There is a ton of them here, so I think I'm going to try out one such as the one right here for the Google Calendar. So let's say I download this one and I use it on my Google Calendar. You can see the colors are changing, the fonts are changing. And if I turn the boost off, you can see that some of the elements are popping back up. That means these boosts can actually hide some elements from your application, such as a title bar or a menu bar or something like that. So you can really mess around with this thing, change the colors, change the font. As you can see, it's working in Instagram as well. So I bet you it will work in all the other apps as well. So far from what I've tested, it seems to be working pretty good. Arc is really hackable, and with this feature, it just makes Arc really unique and allow you to change a lot of the things, a lot of the website to your own likings. Finally, let's talk about some extra features in Arc. Such as the screenshot feature, where you could just take a screenshot directly from Arc. You could use Shift Command 2 to access this, or just hold Shift Command and start dragging the space you want to take a screenshot of. You could also capture a full page screenshot by pressing on that button right there, and you'll see in a second here I saved it into my downloads, and you can see the whole page being captured. Now, another thing you could do with the screenshot is, once you take a screenshot, you could pretty much turn the screenshot into a canvas board where you could type here, you could draw an arrow, put some stuff, draw some colors, draw some shapes, draw some markings, or do whatever you need to. It's pretty convenient, can be useful at times. It also has these other features where you could capture a screenshot, turn it into a desktop background, and capture it. This one's also pretty cool. It's a nice little thing you can have here. Now, about the dev tools, I mean, if you're a dev, the console is available, the network tab is available, the elements is available. I mean, it's pretty convenient. I am a dev myself, and I think this is just perfect. And that's all I have for you guys for the Arc browser. You guys can go check it out. I'll link it in the description below. If you're coming from the other browsers, It might take a little time to get used to the side tabs and all those search bars, but once you're used to it, it's just a better browsing experience in terms of everything. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope you guys enjoy, and I hope some of these things actually help you guys out. And if you did find this helpful, don't forget to hit that like button down below and hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.